Well, I thought I'd do an update. I haven't done one in a while, and a lot of things have changed. So, yeah, I have a new filtration system, but that's not what this is about. It's about this pump. It's a little bit wet because I just did a servicing. Um, this T is where the line comes in from the roof, and I put a 4-inch sweep. Excuse the bounciness. It didn't do as well, so I may add a second one in line so it's two in line, and maybe lower that down even more so it's got more of a 4-inch riser. There just wasn't a lot of stuff. I mean, I took the clean out off and it just didn't really have much in there. I mean, there was some, but I will tell you, oops, almost fell. The line going into the top of the barrel, as you can see, it's higher. So what happens is that line goes all the way to the bottom and it drops the debris about halfway, and then it pushes the stuff that's water-wise over and into the tank. So this did amazing. It was probably about 6-7 inches high of stuff. So I took the barrel out. I did have one piece of, that's why I'm here, is that cinder blocks. We used to be an old dresser. I had an old whatever IKEA TV stand that I didn't have, and I was getting rid of it. So I just said, well, I'll just throw it in there. How bad can it be? Well, it's enough environment here that that cheap stuff just decayed. And what happened is the weight of the barrel just pushed it all the way down, and it just made everything out of whack. So I took all that out, put cinder blocks all the way back, tamped it, cleaned it, and then re-glued it all, and I epoxied it all. So let me see if I can get in here without too much trouble. That fitting, it screws in nicely, but I went ahead and did Teflon on that, and then I used Gorilla epoxy on top, just for good measure. Now that valve will stay off. This valve is just for when I want to drain it, and it goes into the drain here. But for the most part, this will just fill all the way up with water, and then that pipe on the left will push based on the level over and into the top of the tank, and then the tanks are all the way down there. I know my basement's a mess, so get past it. Anyway, there's 4 tanks. I can add 2 more in the front here if I wanted to, but basically it's done amazing. I think the one thing I would have done to change the design would be maybe, this is a 35-gallon pressure tank. I probably would have done a 50 if I was thinking about it. I didn't think it would require more than that to push the sprinklers, but those sprinklers are pushing about 10 or 12 gallons per minute, and it just sort of fizzles out after about 5 minutes. So I'm probably not going to replace that first. This 1 horsepower Craftsman pump, it did okay. It's a little temperamental. Wow, it's really dirty down here. But I think I might actually, if once it dies, put a 2 horsepower or a larger output. As you can see, that the fitting coming out of the top of the pump, I think it's like 1.25 inches, and I really should have gone with like a 2-inch, which would have given me a much more volume to, go to the sprinkler, and I could have run this all 2-inch, all the way out to the sprinkler system. Now, eventually I may pap this into my hose bibs and stuff like that, but right now I've got this bad boy feeding all my stuff, so that's nice. And by the way, if you're looking for one of these, maybe I need to do a video on that. That was a huge expense, but you know what? I would have done it. I would do it again. That basically, it's easy to maintain. It's not a bad project. I'm not gonna lie, it's not for the timid. But going back to where we are, I know I'm a little all over the place, but I wanted to just give you guys an update if you're looking. This has saved me probably $400 to $600 a year in water bills from the town, which I don't know if everybody else's is going up, but it seems like every year they just keep raising the prices a little bit more. And it's nice to be able to use this instead of the street water. Not only is it better for the wallet, but believe it or not, I use it on my garden, and the rainwater without the chemicals in it, the tomatoes are just unbelievable. They don't have that acid taste at all. So if anybody's on the fence of whether or not they should need this, this is a huge win, for multiple reasons. And then, believe it or not, there was a unknown that I didn't realize. So that the tanks go all the way down. You can see them back there, but my AC is right here. So what really kind of happens is it chills the tanks in the summer and it heats the tanks in the winter. So the rooms above here are warmer, and I didn't expect that. So when you come down here and it's like 28 degrees outside, it's like 58 in here, which is unbelievable. So it's savings, and it's saving the environment for all you tree huggers. I guess I'm a little bit of a tree hugger, not all the way, but I like to do things like this. If you have any questions, feel free to, DM me, or just add it in the video as questions. I'd be more than happy to help. If you have any questions about what I did, how I did. I won't lie, drilling a hole in the side of your house was probably the scariest thing. Not only did I have to do one, I had to do two, because that line in the top there goes out when it fills. So when the tanks fill up, as you remember from other videos, comes out of the side of the tank when it's full, and goes down, and then it shoots out and it goes outside. So that's all I got. But I just wanted to give you some ideas of what I would do differently. I don't know if that double sweep was worth it per se, but I probably would still do it again, and I'd probably put an extra one and maybe lower it, which if I ever do, I'll make that 4-inch stack taller, so it has more of a area of catching the big stuff. But all in all, I'm very happy with the cost for all of this. Was right around $1,200 with the tank. I know that fittings and pumps have all gone up, so it's probably 20% higher than that now. But I mean, the tanks that I used, they're 275 gallons each, and there's 4 of them. They're still $70, and you can get them from any pig farmer on Craigslist. It's food grade. And I painted them black to prevent algae from growing in. And I just put a little piece of tape on each tank so I could see where the water level was and filling up evenly. But yeah, that's all I got. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.